How are you? What's happening?
Hi, Krish.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hello. Good evening. Another day in paradise. All right, let's start our. Okay, we were going to start from window functions. So far, we know how to create data frame, how to create new columns, how to join data frames. All right. Today, we're going to learn window functions. Now, this is a very, very important topic, predominantly for interview purpose. All right. Now, how will they ask this question? They will say, hey, Krish, can you write a code to get second highest salary from by department using SQL? And can you also write this in PySpark? So that way they're able to do both at the same time. All right. So now, how will this work? So for window function, we need to import a library called window. Okay, which is PySpark.sql.window import window. Okay, so we will import a library called window, and we will also import functions like dense rank, row number, whatever you want to use, whatever you're using. Okay, there's one more function called call function, C-O-L. Call function is used to select a column. All right, so call function is used to select a column. You got it? Now, how do we use a window function? All right, which is almost exactly the same like we do in SQL. All right, so window dot partition by the column that you want to partition by, and then you do dot order by, then the column that you're ordering by, dot descending order. Now, what am I doing here? This part is what we actually create the column, right? This is where we create a column using this, the rank column. Correct? So now I am separating it out into a separate window spec. Why am I doing this? Now I can do this entire thing inside here. Correct? I can do that. But why did I do it separately as a window spec? Any guesses?
Better readability.
Correct. It improves readability. That's all. Nothing else. So what I did was I created a window spec, window.partition by column department dot order by column salary dot descending order. Exactly the same that we do in SQL, except here we are using window. All right, because it is a function of the window, the partition by and all that. Okay. Now, once I do that, then I need to create a new column called rank. So to create a new column, what am I doing?
With column.
df dot with column. The name of the column is rank, comma. I am applying which function? The dense rank function dot over, and I'm applying it on the window spec. Is it not the same thing that we did in SQL? In SQL, what we do is we do select ID, comma, name, comma, then we select, we do partition by, so dense rank over, open bracket, partition by department ID, comma, department ID, order by salary in descending order, and close the brackets and you call it as rank. Correct? Here, all I'm doing is that partition by department, order by salary, I'm keeping it separate. And then I'm passing it into over window later on. You understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when you're writing this, you are pretty much doing this. So you pretty much need to know that you need to break it down into window spec and then pass it. The logic is exactly the same as SQL.
Sir,
Okay.
one doubt.
Yeah,
Sir, why do we import window for using window functions, right?
correct.
So in the second line, that means the rank underscore df equal to, we don't use the window dot anything here.
Now, rank I'm importing. See, in PySpark, rank is classified under functions. All right. Now that is how that framework is written. So I cannot argue with them. All right.
Okay.
Rank is classified as a function. All right. And we are importing window to make sure we apply the window part for our partition by. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
All right. So now you write this using CTE and SQL, and then they'll say, can you write this using Python? Then you just write the same thing, PySpark, then you write the same thing using PySpark. That's it. And then you will see ranking. So here we've not filtered out ranking yet. All right. This will only show me the rank column. Now to filter, what do? We do dot filter column rank is equal to dot show. That's it. Correct? Now you will get the employee with the second highest salary. Any doubts here? I'm more worried about the logic, the syntax. You write this 2 times, you will get it. The logic is what I'm concerned about. Are you guys okay with the logic?
Yes, sir.
It
Yes,
is
sir.
the
It's
same
kind of
logic.
alias, sir. It's kind of alias we use in SQL for a window function. It's same like that.
Sorry, ma?
It's like a alias function we use in SQL. It's same like that only.
Which one?
Like we use as window spec in a separate line, and we use it with over. Just we use alias.
I'm confused. Window function is not alias function.
No, no. In SQL, we used to write window function, and we can alias it as something else, and we can again and again we can use that function.
No, we
No,
cannot
no.
use it again and again. We are aliasing only the column name in there. Here we already created a column name with column. So we are writing it inside a CTE and it is creating a separate table and then you filtering out that table. Here we are applying it using window function and we're creating a new column inside this only. So it is completely different. I don't know what alias we were talking about.
In window function, we don't use alias in normal SQL code only, like for columns.
What in window function?
In window function means in SQL, we do not use alias. In SQL only, like a normal code, means a column for employees, we use E, and for department, we use D. That's what maybe he's asking.
Correct. But we are not using alias here, no?
Yes, that's what.
Yeah, we're not using alias here.
Yeah, but there is alias in PySpark. No, sir.
We can use alias in PySpark,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we're not using it here. Yes.
Yes.
All right, we can use alias in PySpark, but we are not using it here. Awesome. All right.
Sir, I have one question.
Hmm.
Sir, how it is reading the column department in the first Windows spec partition after that you have given call of department. How it is getting to know that this is the column of the table?
Because that's the name of the column.
Yes, specifying column.
No, like yeah, it's a column name, but is it from the window.partitionBy is getting to know that it's a column?
No, call keyword.
The call keyword.
Okay.
I told no, we use call keyword to select the columns.
Yes, sir.
Call means it's the column. It is saying, okay, this is the call, and it's the name of the column is department.
Okay.
Any other questions? It is an interview question, so you can ask me any more questions. It is very simple. In fact, you write it 2 times, it'll be more easier than SQL. It is you're looking at it for the first time, so you're thinking, okay, how am I going to remember dot order by, dot column salary, dot descending. All right. But it is more easier than SQL. Okay. Okay. So the same thing I've done it again here. So second highest salary. Now for department, we are partitioning it by department, then order by column salary, then with column rank, then rank over window spec, then filter this. So we're doing the same thing. Okay. Now the next thing is, I told you we can write SQL code in PySpark. Now, how do I write SQL code in PySpark? How does it know that I have to treat it like a SQL code? And if I'm writing SQL code, then I have to write the table name as well. So how would I write it against a table? All right. Now, the data frame that we have, let's say I have an employee data frame. In that employee data frame, I am creating something called a view. You remember views in SQL? So same thing over here, we can create a view and we can call it create or replace temp view. So that is how you create a view. Okay. So we can create a view by using the syntax create or replace temp view. Got it? So when we do create or replace temp view, what it does is it creates a temporary view of the table, like a, like your views in SQL. So it creates a temporary view of the table. Now, because it created a temporary view of the table, now I can go and actually write SQL code against that view. So how do I do that? Spark.sql. Then I write the SQL code. Select star from employees where department is equal to HR. All right. Dot show. That's it. As simple as that. So whatever data frame you have, data frame dot create or replace temp view. All right. And that temp view, I'm using it and give it a name for that view. And in my select statement, I will use that name. Got it?
But sir, can
Yes,
we
so
do the drop or update functions in this? It's just a view, right?
It is just a view. So we cannot change anything. We're just writing the what do you call we're just using it for querying the data. We're not
Okay. Oh,
like changing the source or changing the data or something. We're just using it for querying the data. You got
okay,
it?
sir. Got it.
Awesome. One second. Okay. Then, so, and to write the SQL, all I do is spark.sql, write the SQL code as normal and then dot show, like your normal show statement. Okay. Now I can, if my query is too long, all right, if my query is too long, then what I can do is I can use doc strings. You remember doc strings?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I can use doc string and I can one second. Then I will save that doc string as a string inside my query, and then I will execute that query as a variable inside. Got it? Simple. Nothing special there.
This is the ranking example, right?
What more? This is the ranking.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. So instead of using, if you don't want to use PySpark, then you can use your query. Got it?
Yes.
Your regular SQL query. But in your interview, sorry, darlings, you will have to write it in PySpark. You don't have a choice. Okay. So PySpark is very, they ask very limited questions around coding. But whatever questions that I have here, same questions will come. Okay. If they ask anything outside this, that will be in that 10% that I told you. 90% will come from here. So I don't want you to scratch your head and, feel, okay, I'm gonna get everything from here only and only focus on this. No. Yes, focus on this completely. But in your interview, there is a chance of 10% that they could ask something else. Like today, I had a final client round, okay, for a girl. And this was the first interview she's attended. And the SQL questions was nightmarish. All right. I think the lady, she wanted someone with admin skills for SQL. Although she is asked for a data engineer, but all the questions she asked for her admin. So maybe they're just, um, you know, changing the name per se, and maybe the role is admin sort of related role. So it was quite horrific, but we cracked the interview. Okay. So sometimes it can happen. This is unavoidable, but most of the times it will be fine. You got it?
Can we know the SQL question?
I don't want to share it with you, darling. You will stop, you will give up on this. I'll share it if you want, but it was quite complex. Okay. And I don't want, you see what happens is, this is like 1 in 1,000 interviews. It can happen like this. All right. But it will happen. So it's not something that we can predict. All right. But it can happen. But I don't want, now if I give those questions, now you guys will focus on those questions and you'll be scratching your head. Oh, it is so complex. I don't want to scare you as well on that. So I don't want to share this. I'm not adding it to my golden question paper as well, because in the last 15,000 interviews, this was the first time we got these questions. So I'm not going to scratch my head. Maybe she was pissed off with her husband or something. I don't know. Okay, but we cracked it. It was a good interview. I think she'll get her offer. All right. Today's been actually a good day. Got 4 offers, 5 offers. Okay. Now, well, how another most commonly asked question. This is how they ask. We had another client round today. A managerial round. All right. And they asked a PySpark question in there. Now, how did they ask that PySpark question? Very, very simple. Okay. They said, we are getting some files into our folder. I want you to merge those files. Okay. And then I want you to extract those files into a data frame. I want you to run some transformations. Okay. And then I want you to load this file into another folder in Parquet format. This was the question. This is a practical question they'll ask you in your interview. Now, do you guys know how to read files from a folder?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And 99.99% it will be a CSV file. That is what they'll say. It is CSV files. Okay. Now, we have a function called lit function. Lit means literal. Literal means if you have a column, let's say I have a what do you call let's say I have a data frame. I'm reading data into a data frame and I want to add a city column into that data frame. How will I add a city column to that data frame?
With column.
With
You have
column.
got with column.
Correct. Now, in that city column, I want all the city to be Bangalore. Okay, I only want one city in that column, which should be Bangalore. Everybody should have only one city called Bangalore. Now, for that, we use something called lit function. Lit means literal, which means all I will do is lit Bangalore. So you see this df dot with column. The name of the column is city and lit Bangalore. Now, what will this do? It will apply Bangalore to every row in that column. You understood?
Yes.
Any doubts there? No? Okay. Should I move forward, guys?
Yeah, Krish.
All right. So I import all the libraries that I need. df.spark.read.csv. Df is equal to spark.read.csv. I'm reading the file. I'm dropping duplicates. I'm adding a column. So this is my transformation. All right. Then finally, I do a show to see the data. Now, if I want to write this somewhere, then I do df.write.option or write.parquet. You select, you provide the location, and that's it. It'll write the file to that location. All right. Now, I have a scenario 2. What is this scenario? I have a second scenario where the data is not in a folder in a CSV format. It is sitting in a database. Okay. Now, to connect to a database, we have different ways of connections. All right. So one of the ways is called JDBC. Okay. It is a connection method to a database. Okay. Now we also have libraries. For example, for PostgreSQL database, we can use something called PsyCopG2. PSYCOPG2. Okay. Then to connect to a MySQL, then we use MySQL connector. Got it? Now, if you want a generic connection, which means I don't know if it is going to be Postgres, I don't know if it is going to be MySQL. I need a generic way of connecting. Then we use something called SQL Alchemy. SQL, Alchemy. Okay, so these are libraries that we use to connect to a database. Now, when we connect to a database, what is the default requirements I need to connect to a database?
Username and password.
Username and password. That is two things. Then the third thing I need is the URL, the address of the database. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So this is three things. And the fourth thing I need is in the database, it'll have something called port.
Yeah.
Port means the entry door. Which door am I entering into that database? You got it? So that will be my fourth. Fourth parameter that I need. So what do I need? I need username, I need password, I need URL, I need port. Sometimes we need something called host. Okay. So approximately 5 things. Then I also need, when I enter to the database, I need to know which table I need to extract data from. Yes or no? Because a database can have multiple tables. So I need the name of the table. 5 things. So are you guys okay with that now? So I need
Yes.
the name, I need the password, I need the URL, I need the port or host. Okay. So we have 5 things. Now these are the 5 common things that you would need. And who will give this? Where will you get this data from?
Client.
User.
Business analyst.
Yeah, but it is actually given by the owner of the database, the guy who is managing it. Correct? So he is the guy who will give you this information. You understood, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So to repeat this, we have different databases. I think we learned this, no? PostgreSQL, MySQL, right? Most commonly used are these two. Now to connect to these databases, we are using libraries. To connect to PostgreSQL, we use something called Psycop G2 or a JDBC connector or SQL Alchemy. To connect to a MySQL, we use MySQL connector or a JDBC connector or MySQL Alchemy. Got it? Now, let me show you an example, how easy it is. So let's say I'm importing data from a MySQL database. So for that, I told you we'll use MySQL connector. I told you we need URL. I told you we need the name of the tables. So if there are more than one table, then I'm going to put it in a list. Can I put it in a list?
Yes.
Yes. Then I told you we need properties. What are the properties I need? I need the host. I told you host or port. All right, host, username, password, and driver, which means what is the driver that we use to connect. Okay, so these are common properties that will be provided to you to connect to a database. All right, like for example, if you go logging into a website, what do you need? You need username, password. Like that, we're connecting to a database. We need this information, which the owner of the database will share with you. Got it? So I got my username and I got my table name and everything. Now, how do I connect to this? Very simple. Spark.read.jdbc. I'm providing my URL. I'm providing the table name. If you see the table, what am I doing here? Can you guess what am I doing here?
Reading the first table of the database.
Correct. Which is inside a list. No. So that is why I'm doing indexing. So my SQL table 0 means it is my employee table. Then properties is equal to properties. Boom. That table is sitting inside your data frame. That's it. The next thing is spark.read.jdbc URL. That's it. And the second table, which is department table. Boom. That table goes into your data frame. All right. And to see the data, you do .show. Now I want to join these two tables. How will I do it? employee data frame dot join department df. All right, and what am I joining on?
Department ID.
Correct. We have department ID is equal to department ID, and the join type is inner. Got it? So I'm doing a inner join. All right. So I have first read the data from those two JDBC connections. Then I joined those two data using join. And now I've got a new data frame called merged data frame. Now in that merged data frame, I am doing some transformations. You can do any transformation. Here I'm doing drop duplicates. I'm creating a new column. So in this, I think this will not be valid. So I think this will be with column, I'll do city, Bangalore. All right. And then finally, I'm writing it into a Parquet format in the location that they are giving it to me. Is that difficult, guys? The silence is telling me yes.
Yes, sir. It's difficult to remember all these things.
Yeah, understood, but I think like need to
Understanding, but
practice.
I don't know
Okay.
how we'll answer this.
Okay.
We
Now,
have to practice it.
now, let me ask you one thing. Okay. You guys are thinking like, you're not thinking in a simple way. You are complicating your life. Now, I told you, we have data in a database. Extract data, which is employee and department. Okay. I always told you, the problem looks big when you look at the entire problem. But the problem looks small when you only look at the small part of the problem. All right, next. Transform, join the data and transform any transformation and write the data in Parquet format in a location. This is your question. All right. Now, this is one question. This is second question. And this is third question. You agree?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's assume that the data is already initialized, Spark is initialized, whatever. Now, the first thing, read data from data frame. Now, how many tables do I have? I have two tables.
Two tables.
Employee data frame is equal to Spark dot read dot JDBC, because if it is a database, it is always a JDBC connection. Okay. Now, I told you what are the things that we need. We need to join to a database. What do we need? I told you we
URL.
need
URL, port number,
ID,
Password.
password,
Username, password,
host or
port,
host.
Name.
port,
Host.
driver.
Now,
table name.
now can I call this a SQL properties is equal to boom, done. Now this
Yes.
URL we are making up this story. Okay, this is not a real data, so we can call it whatever we want. Password, host is local host, and driver is that. Now you don't have to remember all this, and all is given to you. So now I got the properties. Okay, boom. Now I need the tables is equal to employee and
Department.
department, because he's already asking that. No, you're not remembering this. He gave it to you already. Now, if you don't
Yes.
want to do this, fine, just write department and so JDBC. Now, in this URL is equal to URL because URL is given to you. Table is equal to, if you don't want to write tables of 0 into that's extra step, then fine, write employee. Then properties is equal to MySQL properties. Correct? Is that extracted now? Can I do the same thing for department now?
Yes.
Yes.
Now is that complicated?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No.
Sir.
The table names, what you have mentioned, is it the exact, is it case sensitive?
Yeah, don't worry about all that, man. Yes, it will be case sensitive, but
Hmm.
don't worry about, look at the bigger picture. Don't go to, nitty-gritties of, okay, is this case sensitive or not? Yes, it is case sensitive. Python, it is case sensitive, no?
Yes, yes.
Right. Then I need to join the data frame. So new df is equal to employee df dot join department df. All right. And employee df dot department id is equal to department df dot department ID.
Department ID.
And
Yeah.
how is equal to, I'm doing an inner join. Done. We know how to do
Yes.
the joins. Then I joined it. Now I'm going to drop duplicates. Okay. That is the only thing. Or I'll do new df dot with column. All right. I'll say city, city, comma, let Bangalore. So I did one transformation. Now what am I supposed to do? Write the data to Parquet file. New df dot write dot Parquet and path. What was complex in that, darlings?
Sir, this was means we are removing duplicates, na? New def dot with column.
What ma?
We are removing duplicates here, no? In new def dot with column city lit. Yes, this.
You are not listening to the class then. This is like the 10th time we are doing this.
Transform. Creating new column.
You're not listening to the class then. Okay. Now that I cannot do anything. If you're not listening to the class and if you find it difficult, then that is your headache, not my headache. I told this 10th time. Yes or no? Guys, remaining guys, with column.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's
Last
creating a
class,
new column with city name.
last class I told, right? This fine. Now to remove duplicates, what do we use?
Drop duplicate.
Drop
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 duplicate.
duplicates.
Correct. Now, if you're not listening, it is not my headache. All right. This is to create a new column. I just did, even today, I did 4 or 5 times. With that employee, second highest salary, I did with column there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, now that is the problem now that I cannot do anything with. And what will happen is it will showcase in your interview preparation. And you'll be moaning, why am I not getting job? Why am I not getting job? Obviously, you will not get a job. All right. We are not competing with easy people. We are competing with some of the very difficult. I mean, if you had asked me 6 months ago, interviews, we were cracking like 5, 10 offers per day. Now there are so many people in the market. The questions have become difficult. Now interviews are there. Don't get me wrong. The questions are becoming difficult. They're expecting good candidates. That's what will happen. No, too much supply, less demand. They will pick and choose who they want. But my guys, every day, even now, we got 2 offers. Just today, I'll show you. You don't believe me? I can show you. You might think I'm lying. This is one offer today. You see, today. This is another offer today. Rachna's offer. And we're expecting three more today. All right. So we are getting offers, and both are non-IT guys. Rachna was non-IT, 1 year experience. All right. Now she applied for 5 years experience. She got the offer. The other guy, Jitendra, was non-IT again, 2 years experience, and he got a 5-year experience, both on 17 LPA. All right. One more guy is getting 16 LPA, and I'm expecting one more today. All right. So we're getting offers now, but who are these guys? These guys are the people who were proactive from the beginning, practicing every day. I already told you from the start. You practice every day, half an hour, nobody can stop you from getting the offer. Okay. So
Sorry, sir.
Hello,
I
sir.
was confused.
no confusion, Shruti.
Yes, yes.
Because
Sir,
see,
I will
I'll
repeat.
tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Mm.
That one question you asked me, right? If you get question, same problem in your interview, the interview is gone. Now I had one more interview today, Anuj. Okay, final client round. Every question was from my question paper. Every question. I mean, I was shocked. In fact, I had given them breakdown of answers as well. He went well for half the interview, and suddenly he got nervous apparently. And that was a Deutsche Telekom, Gurugram, product company, final round, and we were expecting somewhere around 28 to 30 LPA for that company. Now you tell me, nervous it seems. Yes, we all feel nervous, darling. I'm not saying no. All right. But would you give nervousness as a reason for not feeding your kids? Sorry, I did not get this because I was nervous. You know, while he was doing the interview, right, he got a message. He had shared his screen so I could see the message. The name of that person was Heartbeat. Who do you think it could be? Someone very close, like maybe wife or girlfriend. All right. And she had said all the best with 2 hearts. Now, how amazing would it have been that hoping person waiting for his offer so that maybe they can get married or whatever, right? If you had given a good feedback. Oh, I did well. I got into Deutsche Telekom, a German company, product company. We already have 3 people I've placed already in that company. They're doing really well. All right. Chilled, relaxed, no headaches. Right? Now, I cannot do anything for that, right? We are giving every bit of support, but if people say I'm nervous, there's not much I can do about it. I said drink quarter whiskey and come, or two shots of whiskey or something. I don't care. I need perfection. And we are coming to that segment where I'll start putting pressure on you guys. Because I cannot get the best out of you by being nice to you guys. So far, it was jolly ride. I had fun, I told stories. But when it comes to interview stage, people hate me. People get scared sitting in my interview. Any friends of yours who sat in my interviews? Anybody here references? No? You should ask them. I will grind you, man, until you get that offer. That is the only way forward, darling. I cannot tell, oh baby, it's okay, no problem. Next time, ochocho. Next time we'll do no problem. Nah, I don't do that. I want two
Sorry
companies.
to interrupt, Savita here.
As
Mock interviews will be conducted by you or the other team members?
other team members. I don't do mock interviews.
Okay.
Other team members. But they will do proper grinding as well. But
Okay.
I will come and sit in your interviews.
It will be 1-to-1, is it?
What one-to-one?
Mock interviews.
Yeah, one-to-one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I will sit in your real interview.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And proper grinding. Proper grinding. I'm not scaring you. I'm
No,
not
no.
scaring you. All right.
Yeah. It's a boost actually.
That is how you can get the best, right? Now, there was one girl, I'll tell you, okay, this is a very interesting story. This girl was from Chennai, okay, MCA gold medalist, Anna University, 13 years gap. She's never worked in her life. Her in-laws was not allowing her or something like that. I don't know. And now they have some financial troubles or something, and now she wants to go back to work. Okay. There's a guy in Mar Labs. I don't know who this guy is. Apparently, he heard about me from someone. He's like a senior manager there. He called up and he told me, Krish, this is my sister. I want her to work. I want you to prepare her. I said, done. I'll do it. Training finished. She started doing interviews. And the problem with her was she was again nervousness. Every time she used to get nervous because she's not attend interviews. And one day I asked her, what is the problem? I don't know. I don't have medicine for nervousness. What should we do? She said, sir, I don't even go out to get vegetables. I'm a housewife. I've never been out. So what I did was I sent her 200 rupees. I told, go to Starbucks. Don't tell anyone. Go to Starbucks, buy a coffee, take a picture and send it to me. Okay. She said, sir, Starbucks, are you crazy? I've never been, sir. I don't go out. I said, I don't care. Go. She did. After a lot of push, she did. She went to Starbucks. She got a picture and she sent it to me. Then, still next interview, she was fumbling a lot. I said, this must be beaten somehow. So I told her, there was a Vijay movie. You know who Vijay is? Actor Vijay, Tamil actor. You guys-
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I told first day, first show, Friday morning. You can imagine how theaters will be. I sent her some money and I told her, go to first day, first show, Vijay movie. Now, why am I asking her to do all these?
Get out of her
To
comfort
gain,
zone.
to gain
Exactly.
confidence.
Exactly. Get out of your comfort zone. Do things that you have never done in your life. Correct? Now, once she did that, she came back. Okay, she did it. Okay, she came back. She was still fumbling. Okay. And one day I exploded. In a not so I don't see gender differences in my students. Okay, I exploded. And madam got offended. Okay. Now, is it my duty to build her confidence? Is she paying me to do that? People actually charge money for that. Yes or no? Psychologists.
Yes, yes.
It's a doctor's job. Now, I took it upon myself because I wanted to help her. And next day, her brother calls me and he says, I don't want you to do all this treatment to her. Just get her a job. I said, I don't do magic, darling. What do you think? Get her a job, my father's company, yeah? Why don't you bring her on the call and ask her how she's performing on those interviews? She's like, I don't care. Do something and push her. I don't take this language. I told him, take your documentation and get out. I don't care who you are. In very nice words, I used some words and I said, just get out. Now, what happened was, the reason I told you this was, she was like one step away from success. Maybe 2-3 times more, she would have got the offer and she would have got a job. But no, she stepped back. Why? Because she took it offensive. In that same batch, we had Lata, we had 3 other housewives, Anita, and the same treatment was given to them. Anita has become a tech lead in Morgan Stanley. Lata, today, she paid off her entire fees one shot. She said, I don't want this, sir. I'm doing really well. You don't believe? I'll show you. She sent me a screenshot. She was one step away from success. My job is to make sure I put you outside your comfort zone. I will, shout. Some people will not like it. So be it. Leave. Get out. But I'm not doing it just because I get some, rewards from it. I do it because I want success. I don't compromise on mediocre. I don't compromise on average. I want the best. And that can only be achieved by putting pressure. You think Olympics gold medalists will have nice trainers? You should go check them how they train. All right. That is what I do. So when I hear these things, right, I take it very slow. I repeat again and again so that everybody understands this. And I ask again and again, did you guys understand? Did you guys understand? Now nobody answers and I move on. And then I hear that answer. I lose
Hello,
confidence.
sir.
Yes, Pratik.
If we want to extract the data from the API instead of in DB, will it be same like approach?
Nope. We use something called request library and I'll show you when we get there. Okay. So this is predominantly only for JDBC connections, which is like a direct connector. You connect like a pipe. Okay. It is like a pipe connection, but you need to give credentials to connect. Okay. So we use that. Now we have MySQL.connector. We have PsycopG2. We have SQL Alchemy. Now all of them, they use very similar connection details. So you can you can provide the same connection details for all of them. Okay. Then connection URL. But when you're using these connectors, so this was JDBC, okay? This was JDBC. When you're using these connection details, we have to build something called a cursor. Now, what is a cursor? You see this thing moving? That is a cursor. Now, when I connect to this database, I need a virtual cursor, which you will not see. But in the backend, it needs a cursor. Cursor is there to go write the query, click on execute. All right. So I build a cursor by doing this connection.cursor, and then I write my query, and then I do cursor.execute query. So what is it doing? It is executing this query. And then in result, I will do cursor.fetch all and I save it inside my result. So this is how we extract data using MySQL connector and PsycopG2. Got it?
Yes.
All right. Then we have SQL Alchemy. SQL Alchemy is the easiest way. All right. SQL Alchemy means we have to create engine because it needs an engine to extract the data. So what will I do? I will write the URL, I'll write the table name, and I will create an engine using that URL, and I will read that data directly into my data frame. So pd.sql_table and read it. Now, you must be thinking, sir, which one will I use? Stick to spark.read.jdbc. Got it? But if they ask you what are the other ways, then you know you have psycopg2, we have MySQL connector, or we have MySQL Alchemy. Got it?
Yes.
But for your interview, stick to
JDBC.
JDBC, which we already know. I broke it down and I showed you how to do it in a simple way. Correct?
Yes.
And that is your pretty much the most important question, which is extract data, transform it, and load it somewhere into a bucket. That's it. Any questions? Now, I
Hello.
think, yeah.
Yeah, hi sir. This is actually my third class. I joined late. Anyway, I've caught up on most of the things. I just want to have a quick revision on this thing. So, is your classes which are uploaded enough, or is there any other material that I have to
One
go through?
class is more than sufficient. You don't need anything else.
Okay, all right. I also had one more question related to the topic. What if I have a SQLite database running on my system, and I want to use SQL Alchemy? How do I connect it to? How do I create the data frame?
You just use this URL and create an engine.
So I'll use JDBC.
You can use JDBC if you have the details, or you can use SQL Alchemy.
Okay, but isn't JDBC for Java database connector? Okay.
No. So it say the connection name is like that. All right. But it is a connector that can be connected to any SQL or relational databases.
Okay. So what is the difference between JDBC, using JDBC, and SQL Alchemy connectors, MySQL connectors?
So MySQL connector is a library that has been built only to connect to MySQL. PsycopG2 is only used to connect to PostgreSQL. JDBC is a generic connection to any SQL database.
Okay, and SQL Alchemy
Is also a library that is built for, again, a generic database.
okay, so SQL Alchemy, JDBC basically are both generic.
Generic, correct.
Okay. I mean, I've worked with SQL Alchemy before, but I've never worked with JDBC in Python. I worked with
JDBC is a default connector provided by Python. So it is not, we're not importing a library for that. It is a default that is built by default, built in Python. But the other ones are libraries that was built by someone else. Correct. They are libraries that we have to import to connect. But JDBC is a built-in connector.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, sir. Sir, how are NoSQL databases connected?
We don't work with NoSQL now. It is not needed for your interview purpose. If they ask you, did you work on it? Just say no. We only worked on relational databases.
Okay.
Okay. We only focus on what is mandatory. Okay. If we have to work on all optional things, then we will be here even after 6 months. All right. So we are only focused on what is mandatory for our interviews. Now, when you go in, they might ask you to work on NoSQL. Then you will probably have to upskill. All right.
Yes, sir.
But NoSQL is optional.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, that's about it, man. I think we're pretty much done. So you guys know, we'll do one last project, which will be an e-commerce project. I'll give you a scenario, a real-time scenario, and we'll do a real-time use case. How from start to finish the code is written and how it works and things like that. And that we'll do that in the next class. And that concludes PySpark. And we need to talk about memory allocation, which also I'll finish it off in the next class. How much data was coming and how was the memory calculated, how many executors, how many cores, and okay. And then we can get into projects. All right. That's about it, man. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next class. With the projects, we'll start from AWS, then we'll do Azure after that, later on. Okay. All right, that's about it. Thank you so much. Please, if you guys, we're coming closer, guys. It's time to start preparing. All right, if you've not done it, no problem. It's time now. So that in about 2 to 3 weeks, you can start attending interviews before the December season. All right. So maybe not. Maybe for AWS you can start, but we'll have to do Azure as well. So we've included Azure as well now. So possibly first week of Jan is what we're thinking. Because we'll have to finish AWS and then Azure and then go into interviews. We'll have to do CV preparation, interview preparation, mock interviews. So that'll take time. All right. But you have time. You have about a month. So please practice. We are there. There are shitloads of jobs. All right. We're getting offers day in, day out. So do not take it lightly, guys. Okay. All right. That's about it. Thank you.
Please share this file, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.